In 2017, I explored a town called Centralia in Pennsylvania. I found Centralia after I explored an old abandoned train tunnel in Clinton, Mass. Now, a little backstory on Centralia. This town was abandoned in 1980 after somebody started a fire which led to the coal mines that run beneath the town. Since then, Centralia has been on fire. Now, if you know the movie Silent Hill, you are very familiar with the aura around Centralia. And by the way, this town has been known to be one of the creepiest places in America.
If you go to Centralia, Pennsylvania, you won't see a raging fire. What you will see is this. Smoke, steam, and toxic fumes. Coal mining was the main industry in this predominantly Irish Catholic community until the fire posed too much of a danger and the mines were closed. Loss of jobs was only the beginning. What followed was the slow disintegration of not only houses and streets, but also the hearts and minds of 1,000 people. People whose ancestors came here as early as 1841 to escape the Great Potato Famine of Ireland. What followed the fire and loss of income was a 20-year nightmare that dramatically changed the complexion of Centralia.
Our base of operations was this really cool old house that we found on Airbnb. The good thing was it was 9 miles away from the town. The bad thing was this house was 6 hours away from Boston.
You can't see the view, but the view is pretty amazing. You can start to see the horizon, which is up on a mountain, but I assume that this view is spectacular in the daylight. We won't find out because it's still dark.
When I was doing research for Centralia, one of the big things that kept popping up was the smoke that billows from the ground on any given day, depending on the conditions, because of the fire that runs beneath the town. That was one of my main draws, and that was one of the biggest attractions and possibly one of the biggest things I wanted to find in going there. Remember, this town is on fire still currently.
All right, go ahead. Oh, there's a smokestack here too. With a rock on top of it. Should I take the lock?
That's still long.
It doesn't smell like smoke. I feel really weird about being in a cemetery and walking through here. So I think what we discovered on the map that this is not the cemetery that we're looking for. This is First United Cemetery, and I'm trying to find it on this map. And there's a church on the other side of town. The town's not that big where we're thinking that that is where the cemetery that we're looking for is. I thought I saw somebody. I will say for the most part, all the gravestones in here stop at around the 60s. After that, there's nothing. And some of these look fairly new because I think what they did is they replaced them. Another smokestack down here at the end. So what the smokestacks do is it alleviates the pressure from underneath the ground from the fire. So when the pressure builds up, smoke comes up and it keeps it somewhat normal like underneath. I think right now we're at the highest point in the town, and here you can get a feel. So the town was set in a valley and it's now empty. The main roads are down here. And there's that one church left off in the distance. That's basically one of the only surviving things in the town. It's just such an eerie feeling. You feel like you're at a party where there's nobody out besides you, but you know that there's something supposed to be here. The sign says no trespassing. I'm gonna ignore that. Not feeling too thrilled about being here. You can start to smell smoke. It smells like burnt wood. Should we be wearing masks? So far the smoke thing, Sounded cool, but we didn't find anything. If anybody needs a mattress, there's one right here. It's kind of old, but if you fix it up, you should be good.
The coolest part about the town is this old abandoned 2-mile stretch of highway, which is now known as a graffiti highway. Obviously back in the day, it was a highway. Now it's a meeting place for everybody on Instagram to go. When we went, there was nobody there.
According to Instagram, this is one of the most popular places in this town, or the most popular place, especially with younger kids. It's called the Graffiti Highway. People come up here and post pictures because the entire highway is abandoned, but it's covered in graffiti. So now we're gonna go check this out. But man, there's a lot of posts here, like up until like yesterday. If you come down here in the summer, apparently this place is packed, but because it's winter and it's 7, the place is empty. So this is the best place to come. Best time to come, especially if you're gonna take some pictures. This is the part that gets kind of fucked up. The highway has split in two because of all the stuff that's going on underneath the ground. I'm standing about 2 feet down in the highway, which is crazy to me. And this is probably the most abandoned part of the town. So this highway clearly used to connect a road from up there down to the bottom. When everybody left, this highway was abandoned and now it's a graffiti, huge piece of artwork. This right here is the creepiest part of this whole town. The fact that this was a highway that was in everyday use and now it's in pieces. And being out here alone is not fun.
If you get a chance, grab a bunch of friends, take a road trip out to Centralia. Remember, it's 6 hours away, so you're probably gonna want to do this trip like overnight, but perfect for a road trip for a bunch of friends. Perfect this time of year during the fall around Halloween, and definitely go there if you like to get creeped out because this town was very creepy. Remember, it's abandoned and it's still on fire. Centralia, Pennsylvania.